What's up, everybody? Bringing you guys round one of our Eagles Nest webcam tournament, hosted every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, we got round one. We got 4 new cards added to our pool of our meta pool or whatever. I'm gonna put those on the screen right now before the players get started. Which of these stand out to you? I think the Aerial's insane, right?
So blue-white control was one of the best decks in just pure beta. Then when demos came around, it was still really strong.
Mm-hmm.
So of the 4 cards shown tonight, I think the Aerial is probably the strongest card. Will it actually see play? Maybe, maybe not. Still not sure.
Got you.
But Ale Strike is just such a strong card, and Gundam is already a strong card. It's just like, do you have the deck space for it?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
red is getting fleshed out a lot more too, which is really nice to see.
Oh yeah, we got 2 new cards, which just keeps adding to them.
Yeah, because like red's a card that's just like exclusively through spoilers. Like it's just in this awkward spot where it's not ready to be played, but when it does, hopefully it makes a big impact. It
I
has
mean,
some of the
it's been
strongest
making
commands.
impacts, right? Even in our own little local, right? Like we see it at the top tables quite frequently. Like I think just off of its command alone, it's been able to do a lot. And then now that it at least has like a link pilot, a base, like people have been cooking.
Yeah. Anyway, so to our game here, we are playing. I believe it's a blue-white mirror. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked at these deck lists yet, but
Yeah.
we see both players have the same opener: strike dagger, strike dagger. This is enough to get rid of an EX base. So basically, you're going to be tempoing on the board. Play a Dara Blade here, and I think we're debating if we have a resource for a Suleta. No, it's actually just Archangel. So do you know
Oh,
what? If you want
interesting.
to take this base out, I'm just going to go ahead, use this resources efficiently, and draw a life.
Hmm. Is that the most efficient way to go about? I guess if you have the one standing resource anyway. Like I feel
Oh
like I
yeah,
would
that's what I
want
was
my
referring to.
I feel like I want my opponent to just like waste a swing into an EX base because it's effectively the same thing if I just play it next turn, right? In terms of my life, but maybe resource management. Just like you have the one anyway.
Yeah, he might be looking at his hand and realize, hey, I have a 4 resource play for next turn, and I need all resources. So
Mm-hmm.
saving this for next turn is not going to do me much, and I don't mind it just losing 3 soak up damage.
Yeah.
Because if he had a link here, it's like even worse.
Oh, we're trading instead. Okay. Makes sense. Swinging into the base might not be the best play, considering that like all you're doing, you're not even effectively getting rid of it. They'll still get value out of it. It's better off in the long. I feel like it's better off in the long run when you're sitting on a base. It's just like to find that moment where you can just clear it out in one attack instead of losing 2 attacks over the course of a whole game, right?
hmm Exactly. But I think this was like part of that advantage. Like you're talking about, like, I don't like the fact that he played the base because now it's like, oh, he just feels free to trade and he's in the same board spot.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, first life check. It is a Kira, which is burst adds a hand. So he has a pilot in his hand. And we see the Amuro coming down, tapping gun cannon. We're playing really behind on board. So we're happy we got the trade in while we could.
Oh yeah, that's true. And we'll just immediately heal the repair damage. Yeah, we like you said, we used not only did we use all 4 of our resources, we used all 5 of our resources from that turn. So yeah, playing the base last turn really coming a long way.
Yeah, but now, like, to answer this in a blue-white mirror, Ale Strike can bounce, but it doesn't like actually get rid of the pilot. They can just
Mm-hmm.
rush right back down. So I think our optimal line is like a Gundam with an Amuro, because we're going to repair, at least get a little bit more value, not be vulnerable to like gun tank pings.
Right. I can see that.
Perfect Strike, tap 1. Perfect Strike's going to be linked with Kira. So we're actually going to get a good trade here. This is a 6/5 with a -2 attack on a unit. But yeah, so what are your thoughts about spoiler format? Have you found it to be like exciting, more interesting now every week since we have something fresh to at least add to the pool?
Yeah, no, I find it way more interesting. Like I think like being able to see like I mean we have to do it's a little bit of showcasing work. I would agree. I would say just because we have to find the decks that are actually running the new cards. But even just off of 1 week of doing it last week, um, was really exciting, right? We got to see a bunch of the like I think we saw half of the 5 new cards from last week. And now that like you're saying the aerial and blue white is such a popular color right now, that seeing both of we're probably going to see both of those cards being played. I'm curious to see if the red stuff gets played because we do have a lot of red fans out there right now, but I don't know.
So I will break people's heart today. I don't think we have any red players in the pool today.
Oh no.
Just from how Limitless has it broken down, everyone's like blue white just got its second LR. It's the only color with 2 LRs so far, so there's just no reason not to play it. I feel is where people are
Yeah, it's
on
probably that makes sense
mindset wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and the aerial's such a good card. We'll probably end up seeing it in one of these matches eventually. But it plays so well into how they were already playing with Suletas and being able and just like the control factor, right? Aerial. Let's see if I can get it on the screen talking about it a little.
Yeah, so we have our Ale Strike down on the board. We got 2 perfect strikes on the other side. We're going to link Amuro, which is going to tap a unit and bounce a unit. So we're bouncing one of the blockers, tapping the other blocker. And now we have a chance of trading with our perfect strike, which, you know what? Unit and pilot got rid of a pilot with a or unit pilot combo and a unit. So you did 2 cards for 3 cards. You won that trade for sure. That Kira just goes such a long way.
No, yeah, that card is pretty sick. And we're just gonna unrest our Durablade, and now with 6 resources, we got this is only it's 6 resources.
We're level 6. We're level 6. Yeah.
Will we see anything? What can we possibly see? Ooh, we're gonna do the new. Oh my god, what is this card again? This is the one that lets us summon a token just off the spot, allowing us to fill up our board with, or a great way to fill commands up.
Oh, Strike Pack. Yep.
Yep.
You get a choice of a 4/2 or a 2/4 body, and the one you choose is really just based off of the matchup you're in. Like if you're playing into a blocker heavy meta, you're going to be playing the higher attack one. If you're playing into maybe a more aggressive meta, the 2/4 is going to be something you want more.
Where do we go? We played our own white base. We're going to be able to play tokens, but it looks like we might not have the resources. Play our perfect strike back out. We have the pilot, so maybe we're going to do something. We're just going to pass.
Hey, I definitely agree with your statement, Radar. I know I'm just like reading chat now. But yeah, it's exciting to see red leaks, but how many red leaks do we need for people to like actually like get on red and try it? Yeah, exactly.
Right. So far, I mean, we've seen it being used as like a side package behind white was the big one we saw. I think white red was the big one we saw. I think we even saw like a green red be attempted, but like it's mostly at the end of the day, it's gonna be mostly a green deck with whatever red you can fit in. We are gonna get the white base to spawn out our Gundam RX-78 token.
So I see the show resolve put all the way at the top there. For the trash, like we have a trash pile already. My guess is we might be counting our commands separately, or it's just an accident. I'm not sure, but it could be a sign of someone playing Michaelis.
I can see that
because Michaelis is it's a unit that cares about how many commands are in the trash. If you have 4 more, you get an extra +1/+1 stat line.
But this is gonna be a pretty not the best turn from our white blue here with the black mat. Hello Kitty mat. I still think they start the turn. They have board presence. They're gonna be able to 4 attack into the 5 health base isn't gonna be great. And then we're gonna naval bombardment.
Yep, so we can close out the damage there. Give our blocker a few extra attack here, which was good use of command timing. It's like I have a lot of resources. I don't have a better use for it, so it's like let's just push it for the extra damage. And we're going to Archangel restand our unit here.
Perfect strike.
Going to swing, and there's our Strike Pact in life. This is one of the brand new cards that we had from last week. That's definitely made a splash here. So real quickly, we got to check. I have to remember which tokens you can't have on board. I think it works with white base, because its burst condition is based off of having no tokens on board, but I think it checks for the trait of the tokens.
Oh, interesting. Let's see if I can bring that up. Strike
Yeah,
pack.
if you have no Earth Alliance unit tokens, you can deploy a 3/3 blocker token from life,
Oh, wow.
and
I
the
don't think
white
any of
base
those. Wait, Strike Dagger might be an Earth Alliance? Or is it just a token?
token, it specifies token.
Oh, okay.
So basically, if you use this card before, and white base does not make the Earth Alliance tokens, so you're actually good to have them both on board at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely the strongest burst we have that players are like really excited for in this format because it's a body in life, which we don't have bodies in life. We have ways to bounce bodies in life. We have ways to extend our life.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one that gives us a chance to actually tempo on board.
Right, because you hit that in life and or in shield, and then it completely changes the script of tempo. Sometimes this extra 3/3. Now your base is at risk. You're at risk of losing your Archangel base. We can go double sideways with both of these. You just had to block with your perfect strike, lost that. So guess we'll see. We're gonna rest two or three for the white base.
Yep. So we are running low on life here, but we have the board presence in our advantage. We're tapping two. These two resources are going for a Dara Blade. Tapping one is a Suleda. It is the Suleda link pair. We're going to be attacking into the base, and this is a 5/4, which means it does lose the trade into the blocker here if they opt to block. It's part of the reason, like we are just talking, like that strike pack is such a flexible card that we don't mind doing the trade here because we're trading this one token for your pilot and unit.
Yeah, but I think this still favors the player that it just attacked, because now we have these two attacks. You just turn them sideways into the Archangel. Your opponent's gonna be sitting on 4 cards next turn. Chances of them having the pilot and and a Gundam are pretty low. I'm gonna do this. Yep, add the 3 damage, Archangel, and then I feel like the token nail strike should just finish it up.
Yep, and we're going to be making the 1/1 gun tank here. We may not swing with it because it is a blocker.
That's fair.
Yeah, it looks like we're holding on to it. We value having it standing as a blocker, protect our 3/2. I guess you don't want to protect the 3/2 because you have more stats on the 3/3.
Let's just clear it while you can, right? What can your opponent do with 4 cards? Gundam Pilot might be the best thing, but if they have that, they have it anyway, and they're probably bouncing your tokens and they'll evaporate. But
yeah, but for y'all watching in chat, first of all, welcome. We're in the middle of round 1 of our Gundam webcam locals, showcasing a blue-white mirror here in round 1. And I don't think we've seen the new cards from this week that were spoiled, but Striker Pack from last week is already making a splash on both players' sides and making a very meaningful impact.
all right, we're gonna rest 3 resource, get the launcher strike on the board. I think we still have the pilot. I think we still have Kira. Guess it depends. We'll have to see. Rest another 3. That's gonna be another Gundam. Oh, it's gonna be RX-78. One more. That's gonna be the pilot. That's the Amuro.
That's a double tap.
Yep.
Or that's a single tap. With gun cannon's the one that double taps the board. But getting rid of the base, I think we're debating for just going all in. Because, like, we're playing at a point where they don't want to play another base. If they play a base, they take their last life. But also, we're just passing turn here.
This is what I was saying. They could have lost this base, and we would have been in the same board state, right?
True. Yeah, because they weren't going to be trading, but it forced them to have 2 cards in hand to get through to the base.
Yeah. That's fair. All right, so we have access to, we're level 8, and we can, I don't think, oh, there we go. We're gonna tap on Amuro Array, so we don't have a link pair with this Amuro Array. That's really unfortunate. We're gonna attack into RX-78, 2 cards for 2 cards, not too awful. And
yeah, we're just clarifying the attack is equal to or greater than your HP here, so it is a 2-for-2 trade. So we're equal on board advantage, not gaining advantage here.
Mm-hmm. Rest 2, 3.
And
Play.
that's another launch strike.
Now the question is, do we attack into their launcher? Or do we just clear base now? Oh, we just clear base now.
I mean, we have to kind of wall up right now because we have 1 life left, so we are probably going to keep that blocker up.
I just, we run the risk of like letting our opponent. Oh, we're gonna blink pair with Suleta. Okay.
So that's going to be a trade over. So now we feel a lot safer swinging because we get rid of the body on the board. They have 1 card in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I see the argument for swinging now.
Are we trading the? Oh, we're gonna trade into the Gundam.
So now the token can finish off the unit.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just leaving it at that. So if they swing, we can block with either of our units and destroy it.
Interesting. Okay, fair enough. I like that. That's an interesting way to go about it. We're resting a lot. Perfect strike or Ale Strike Gundam comes down. Rest another 3. That's gonna be Launcher Strike Gundam, and where do we go from here? That's our entire hand from the Hello Kitty mat side of things.
Yeah, we're definitely all in on the board state here. But it looks like it's just a pass to our opponent. And does our opponent have a way to answer board? Because that's a very important thing to answer. Because you're not winning on this turn unless like you just have the crazy hand, you know.
Mm-hmm. We are resting 3 for show of resolve.
And now we say that like we just haven't seen that many show resolves in this game, so it's really just like who just straight up had the better hand quality.
Yeah. Looks like Perfect Strike will go. No.
I think we just really need to have Archangel in order to swing with a blocker right now comfortably.
Yeah. Strike Dagger. All right. Rest another 1, 2, 3. Perfect Strike.
And we got blockers, just in case you didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And Slow's going to be restanding a resource here if we opt to target. Yep, and we did target it. Because it's something you technically can target your active resource with Suleta if you want. I don't think there's a great reason to, but because you can select it either way, you gotta make sure you clarify that effect. And we have 2 resources standing, a card in hand. It means it could be like a Witch and a Bride, it could be Unforeseen Incident, could be Hawkman and Endymion. We have a few cards it really could be.
Arrest. RX-78 hits the board. We have
I think we
game
just
on
leave our
board.
blockers up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 3 blockers against 4 attacks, so you just get them down to 0 life, which gives them a free base effectively without downside. But I'm expecting this week to probably be a little slower, just because the surge of blue-white.
Yeah. What's the best way to attack here? The Strike Dagger doesn't really get to go in for free. Oh, well, but we're still going to attack with it.
Depends what's in our hand. If we have a command that's
Oh,
really
but we
good.
let it through, not blocking.
I think we're just trying to get a pilot out of life. That's the thing that makes the most sense to me.
That makes the most sense to me as well.
Or a strike pack. That would be pretty nice, too, for our opponent.
An arrest, gun tank.
Oh, that's actually a really good decision not to block, because gun tank would have finished anything off that blocked here.
And we're going to just pass. Our opponent has to play the game with 1 card, and we have attacks. We get white base, though. That's huge.
Yep, now we can... we're going to play Dara Blade, and we're probably tapping another 2 for a token, if I had to guess, but we're full out. Everything's on the board here.
Yep. And then tap 2 for token, and then pass. Unless you have too many bodies, or is it... Yeah, no.
6. 6 is the word limit in Gundam.
Right.
And there we go. We're tapping it too. I mean, there's not really much decision making. It's like, are you going to be attacking this turn? And if you attack everything this turn, maybe you make a bigger token. I
Yep.
think was the decision. But passing it back to our opponent here. Saying, hey, I'm not swinging yet.
Yeah, this white base really does change it up, because now the only attack we have to worry about from our opponent's side of things is the piloted perfect strike, but we can just block that. RX-78, rest 3. Oh, gonna take that back. We're gonna attack. Oh, we can't play it because we don't want to give up a unit yet. I think you just have to attack with your perfect strike.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really get better for us because what we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers also. Their extra bodies are a little higher quality. I guess the bodies are about equal quality, but it's like you just have to decide when to swing. And I like swinging with our non-blockers first just to see what happens. But stat lines may matter for like a 3-4 versus a 3-2, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. Like, it is
basically forces you, like you're saying, the ale strike to block instead of a launcher strike. If you want to like get value.
Where do we go? I mean, it's really rough. Like, our hand is, we know it's an RX-78 in hand. We can attack, strike, dagger, and just replace with card quality. But the white base really changes up the math here, which is really unfortunate. I think you're right. I think you just attack with... Because how big is Gun Tank? Gun Tank is a 1-1? No. Yeah, it is.
The Gun Tank token is a 1-1. The Gun Tank unit is a 1-2.
Yeah, so...
So it depends on which side you're asking about.
Yeah, we saw this coming. We were definitely going to block with that launcher that already had the damage on it.
Yeah, so we have board space now at least. What we're doing here going to be a bit difficult because like your decisions are, even though they're small decisions, they have a very big impact here, especially at the sports day at this time.
We're going to attack with our token. Probably going to let that through. No reason not to. Oh, but I guess we can just guarantee the trade, but... Interesting. I feel like if you're the Hello Kitty map player, you just let this attack through.
Yeah, looks like that is what's happening. He did say I had naval bombardment. Like after the block, it does... after you declare block, no block is when the command timing happens or action timing happens. So he is doing everything correct there. Doing another swing here.
And I think that's with that's a wrap, right? We have... Oh, no, we still have 2 blocks. The fact that we attacked with another blocker is kind of crazy, though.
Ooh. Unforeseen incident. That gives -3 attack to something for the turn. So if you have no attack, you don't do damage to life. And honestly, like it just gives you a really good turn to block and try to turn the tempo off from them for a trade.
Gonna attack. Oof, we were about to attack with our only pilot, or with our only blocker. Gonna attack. Gonna let it through. Oh, wow. I don't think we were meant to win this game. Oof.
Basically wraps up game there, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, we could have Amuro Ray. We know we have RX-78, so maybe we have RX-78, Amuro Ray.
I mean, that answers one blocker, and there's two blockers on board, and there's 5 HP. Yep, and yeah, I was just getting ready. Make sure we knew about the board maximum, and we just went ahead and removed that gun tank. It's not really doing
I think
anything.
we should have just attacked with it then. See what happens.
Yeah, we could have, but I don't think it's gonna make that big of an impact at this point.
Yeah. Dara Blade. Attack. Yeah, it's a strike, but we have so many attacks on the board. Rough. Hey.
Yeah, that was the second to last table of this round.
Oh, so we have one more table left?
Or actually, they just reported.
Oh, all right, so we're done.
As
Sweet.
of, yeah, that's the end of round one, though, folks.
Ooh. Let's see if we can get your face on the commentator screen and then move on. But no, that was interesting. I feel like that was the top players game with the black mat. I think that was their game. I feel like if they just kind of pressured life a little bit more, didn't kind of like allow your opponent, like there were just a couple turns where we could have taken attacks and we didn't. And because of that, like it just like the life on the base was just always a little too awkward for us. And we could have had one extra chip in here and there depending on how things swung out, and I don't know.
Yeah. So conversation of today. Have you seen the spoiler from this morning?
No.
Gundam?
What is it? Which card?
This morning they spoiled Gundam MA form. Do you know what's different about Gundam MA form?
No.
This
What are they?
This is just a comment from the beta set that when you compare it to set 1, actually has a different art.
Oh wow. Okay.
So there's lots of speculation on what's the exclusive alt arts from the beta set. Because the comment in like the main line for the description says some cards can be found in an alt art variant, which are exclusive to beta. And people are in the mindset of saying, well, only some of the beta alt arts are actually exclusive to beta. And this is the first wave of instance to prove on that side.
Got you. So this is going to be a normal comment. This isn't even an alt art, right? The one that they have announced for the set, the main, or at least the main starter deck.
Yeah, it's a different art.
Okay. So that's interesting. I mean, that's a nice way to give value to people who have bought in onto the. It's a nice way to give value to people who bought in on the beta kits without really like making people feel like they missed out. Like I'm always been a big in favor of like alt arts being the way that people find value in the game or in any game. Like I don't like the idea of like, oh, this secret rare, the only way to play this deck is to have this secret rare, and the secret rare is $100. And like if we can have a common version of that card and then the alt art version can be $100, by all means. I like that is the world I want to live in when it comes to playing card games, which is something that Bandai does really well. I will say across all their games, the pull rates and being able to play a deck on just after buying a couple boxes is pretty wonderful.
Yeah. But yeah, exciting night. Taking a look at our metagame for tonight, though. Half of the format, just for spoilers, anyone watching, is blue-white. We got support for blue-white. All the support's been really good for blue-white, so not a surprise. But we do have a really big uptick of blue-green mid-range.
Ooh, with the new siege ploy, perhaps?
Maybe. There's a chance for it. But it looks like we do have round 2 pairings up. Let's hop over to table 3.
All right.
Because I believe this should showcase 2 different players and a different deck. At least it's not blue-white.
Makes sense to me. Let's get that on the screen.
Yeah, like we can't dodge on both sides, but one side is a different deck that is not blue-white. And I think anyone who sees this stream sub, once we put the table on the stream, they'll recognize right away, we know who this player is, we know what they're playing. And for anyone who doesn't know here in the chat, Levi is the person who won Eggman's Win-A-Box tournament for Gundam.
With blue-green, right?
Yeah, blue-green aggro. So as some people put it, he's playing the slot machine. He's seeing if he sees the curve, if he sees the perfect curve. It could be really hard to deal with.
Yeah, sometimes it's just way too many attacks too early, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then citizens, like they're the one that pioneered using citizens take a stand to just be able to attack over all of your opponent's blockers, causing like, yeah, sure you can turtle up, but you're gonna lose your entire board in the process if you're gonna turtle up like that into my attacks.
Yeah, exactly. Just finding a way to, like I've said a lot, breaking boards is pretty important in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Making favorable board states, pushing to your advantage.
Let's see if I can get citizens. This card's such a cool card to me.
Yeah, just a massive attack buff it gives the whole board.
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know, unlike Digimon, Digimon says all of your Digimon, it includes Digimon that are not on the board yet, will gain the effect. But for Gundam, you have to be on the board to get the attack buff when this card is played.
Really?
So just like One
Interesting.
Piece. Exactly.
Oh,
Even though it says all your units, it's only all your units that see it played.
interesting. Okay, that is a fundamental difference between this game and Digimon. I didn't One Piece is like that too. I didn't realize that. I guess One Piece. I can't think of a card that's just like an aura like that right now. At least I've been out for a minute. I'll be honest.
They're bad. They're bad, so you don't have to worry about it.
You don't see them. Got it. That's why. That explains it.
Yeah, I think the only one that was relevant is like the Whitebeard stage, but like the Whitebeard stage is a stage; it's always there. So
it's always there. So it doesn't matter. But I did see that the new Sanji leader got revealed. I don't know if that's any good, but I'm a Sanji simp, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I saw it leaked. Also, I didn't really read into it. But
It like plays like an option cheaper, but we're gonna blue green aggro gets our one drop turn 1 or turn 2 actually. Let's see if they just have the curve out.
Yeah, so the Zaku 2 is probably the strongest card to open with just because 3 damage on a 1-cost unit is actually crazy. We're playing the Rezel, and we're just going to be building up a board. They don't have a blocker, but they're just going to be playing a base over this anyway, so we're not swinging until we can guarantee like a shield damage. I think it's our philosophy here as the aggro player. As someone who basically one-tricks this deck archetype, I trust his piloting decisions a bit more than mine because he actually did win 2 weeks ago too, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But a Rezel, a Zaku 2 on board versus a Strike Gundam, and it's going to basically force our opponent to play as efficiently as possible to answer these board states. And we're level 4. We have gun cannon. Do we have an Amuro? We do have Amuro. This is tapping the board down.
Oh,
and this might just
that's
be
painful.
This could just lose the game here. Trade over the Rezel.
Trade over the Zaku 2.
Yep, and that just took away our entire early game. And that's what makes aggro so rough.
Yeah, no, that's... I don't know where we're going to go with that. After that, I mean, we still have cards in hand, so infinite possibilities, but losing 2 attacks like that might be too much. And we're going to go white base. I imagine we just, rest the 2, get a 3/3 RX-78. That's the best we can do, really.
Are we trying to play more value heavy blue-green? It could be more value heavy.
It's possible. Like, I could see if this white base doesn't get taken care of, next turn we get another RX-78 for 2, and then we play something with our 3 resources, and suddenly our board's just back up and running.
Yep, Darblade comes down, nothing to bounce. Tapping a resource, when you tap the resource, it links Suleta, it can attack immediately, so 5 damage into that base. We're retaining a resource on the attack, so white base is already gone.
Yeah, just honestly, they're just sometimes you just see it, man. Double pilot into but being able to link pair twice turn after turn, it's a pretty strong hand.
Yeah, and they also kind of low rolled on the aggro side too, because you don't really want to play the base if you don't have to, but it kind of made sense too with the curve. And we're going to see another swing at life.
Pilot to hand though.
Pilot to hand is crazy good.
Let's see if we're gonna end on probably another 2-drop. Yeah, another Dara Blade. And now we're out aggroing aggro, but they only have 3 cards in hand, so might be able to go pretty far with this.
Yep, we got 5 resources, so 5 resources means we can have a pretty explosive play. We can play like 5 1-drops here. Our board's full, and we're presenting not lethal, but a very scary board state against a board of no blockers. Especially since 2 Dara Blades are down, your 1 HP units are more likely to stick now.
Yep. Looks like we're trying to... It looks like we're resting 4 at once. Oh, ooh, the RX-78 into Amaro Ray. Where are we attacking?
We actually might be playing more mid-range this week.
Oh.
I just made the assumption based off of who was playing, but it might be more blue-green mid-range than blue-green aggro.
Oh, command timing.
Unforeseen incident, -3 attack on the token.
Oof, that's rough.
So you don't even get a trade-in. Or is it -2? I thought it was -3. Might be a -2, I guess it's
-2, yeah. Where do you take this RX-78 now, then? Oof, that makes it so awkward. Do you just attack into base? Or do you actually try to get some value, attack into a Dara Blade?
Oh, it had 1 extra damage from the RX, because it was paired. Right. That's why I missed.
All right, we take out the gun cannon and just pass and repair 2. Not bad. So I mean, we lost our token, which is really unfortunate, but
we took a card out of their hand, though. Took a card out of their hand and got their EX resource. And if we're playing blue-green mid-range, we're actually in the value position here. Like, we need to play like a Wing Gundam, and like that's where you can really start running away in this matchup because you're doing damage and clearing board.
Might be in an awkward spot from white-blue. Oh, we're going to attack into life. Oh, show resolve. That would have been such a nice draw off of a base of some kind.
Yeah, definitely something you want to draw off of life, not have checked off of life.
Oh, we're going to replace our base with an Archangel and pass.
And we do draw the life. You do have to draw the life from it.
Hand motions kind of gave me a sense of passing the turn, but no, we're still just thinking it over.
I just want to say 4 resources up is a lot of resources to pass turn with.
Attack into life, just pressure life. We have tempo, so there's no reason to be scared. Yeah, and that's what I think we're kind of seeing. Rest another resource. Play, another 3 resources to play a launcher strike.
So with this board state, how scared are you if you're playing against... Oh, wait. We had a Wing Gundam from life, so we're scared. We know he has top in this game.
There's a world where you go Wing Gundam, Breach 5, but we'll have to see. We might not have... We do have a good amount of cards in our hand, though.
Yeah, taking the week off of aggro is actually... I think it's just something you have to like come to terms with. It's like aggro is so outvalued. It's so bad right now until they get more tools that we just have to play a different deck.
Where are we attacking? Base?
It is a total of 6 damage, I believe. 5 or 6. I can't remember if the pair effect is all units or other units. I want to say RX is all units get +1 attack while this is paired.
I believe so.
Yeah, all your units get +1. So we're able to swing over the 1 blocker we had here. All resources up, 2 life left. You had to make use of this before you're dead.
Hmm. I don't know what we can do though. We're gonna rest 3. Here we go. Sandrock Gundam, actually. Wow. A card we don't see too often.
And another RX. We're building board as much as we can. So for anyone who doesn't know, Gundam Sandrock is a unit that on play gets to play a manga corpse unit, which I think we only have one target for right now, but card that potentially has value late game. And if you're trying to be resource efficient against aggro, you can play bodies that basically trade into all your opponent's bodies. Amuro gets bursted back to hand. Darblade swing, select effect, restand a resource. Last life is a manga corpse. Do we have a pilot to link for game with here? And there is the Suleta. All resources tapped out, no blockers. That's just game if we swing. Yeah, or is that not a link? That's not a link?
No. Kira is the link to Launcher Strike.
Launcher Strike says Earth Alliance trait. Is Suleta not Earth Alliance trait?
She's Academy something something.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it is just Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So, got an extra blocker on the board, so we can basically say no to an attack. You have to have a blocker, you have to have a base, you have to have so many pieces here to basically have a chance.
Yeah, and we have to clear the whole board. Ugh.
That turn 2 is just so devastating.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the turn 2, but I'd also say the command timing command came up really clutch, allowing us to lose a body.
Oh, unforeseen.
Yeah. Unforeseen instance, yep.
Yeah, no downside to it.
I mean, that unit still has just sitting on the 1 damage that it had from that trade.
But yeah, for all folks joining us here, we are in the middle of round 2 of our webcam locals. 16 players tonight. New pool of spoiler cards, and we're watching blue-green versus white-blue. And white-blue is able to get a really good early board answer to basically 2 weenie units that looks like they're going to start putting really heavy pressure, but Gun Cannon with Amuro just tap down the board and allow the trades. But yeah, it's just like, this is probably our last turn. If we have a chance to win the game, we have to map it out here to survive.
Yeah, we're just playing some. We're gonna play Benazer Links to go pair with our RX-78.
RX. Yep.
Tapping another one.
Resource. It's an Amuro. We get tapped on the. We don't even get it tapped on the blocker because that's too much HP.
Yep. It's like we're gonna attack. I imagine we're just taking trades. Gonna attack into a Dara Blade. I imagine we attack into the smaller one.
Yeah, it's a 6/5. We'll save the Boniger stack for the trade there.
And then attack into that. That's going to be collect the damage up. We got 4 damage on the Sandrock. And we have 4 damage on the RX-78. Oh, 5 damage because of Suleta.
Yep. 2 resources for a base, so we have a little bit more life here.
Tap 2, probably get the token. No, we're gonna go for a Wing Gundam Vanilla,
and 1 resource up.
All right, do we just draw the link pair? 1 resource up might be enough for us, but we'll have to see. The Launcher Strike by itself doesn't clear the base.
Don't forget repair on the RX. Yep, just making sure. Just because it can impact this whole turn of like,
of course.
That 2 damage does matter because we have Boniger underneath. Boniger underneath means we have 4 HP. 4 HP means that this is just barely doing enough damage, so if you have unforeseen incident, it actually changes the entire trade.
Yep. I think that's what's going to happen. I think we are going to attack. Oh no, we're attacking the base. Oof. All right, naval bombardment. And we're just, looks like we're going for the long game. Archangel. Unsuspend.
I mean, our opponents grinded our hand out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anything we do will start pushing in our advantage moving forward, as long as we have like a base or a way to get a blocker or a way to trade over his board. Like, we're dead to a link pair and you can't really do much about it, but let's
Mm-hmm.
see. First thing we can do here, we're tapping 3. Show of Resolve, draw 2 cards. We're saying,
Oof.
hey, we don't have an answer in our hand. We don't have a way to fix this board state. I see a card being moved to the front. So how many resources do we have now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources.
Mm-hmm.
5 resources. I don't think it's enough for a wing and Hero Yui, right?
No, I don't think so. And that's our best
No, it
way to get.
is.
Oh, it is? Yeah,
It
it is.
is. Yeah, because it's level 6 for wing, but 4 cost. Hero Yui is a 1 cost. You are able to get both.
Hmm. Guess we'll see. We're going to attack 4 damage into the base first. Oh,
5 damage,
RX8,
correct.
RX78, yes. Sandrock attacks. Oh, that
That might just be a game there. Giving them a free
ruins
3/3
it.
body.
I don't think we have anything after that then.
If we
Rest
have a
3.
base and a command, maybe we do.
Show
Another show of
resolve.
resolve.
No.
You can play a base here, but base here, I guess, technically does give you survivability because they
Yep.
don't have enough damage. But you're just turning all units sideways. You don't have a reason not to at this point.
Yep. Looks like we're gonna pass.
Oh, he blocked it.
Oh, he blocked it. Oh, just to clear the body. It makes sense. Force. I mean, with 2 rest, 2 dawn, or 2 resource. Like, there's. I guess we're sitting comfortable. We know we just need the 1 attack. Zaku 2, and that's it. I don't think there's anything that gets us out now.
Yeah, there's nothing gives block on command. So yeah, I think that is just a game here.
I'm gonna rest 1, and it is. Oh, what is this card?
This is Peaceful Timber. Peaceful Timber says during this battle, your shield area cards can't receive damage from enemy units that are level 4 or lower.
Oh, wow.
We don't have any cards in our life though, so that is just here. Just real quick, I want to make sure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Interesting.
Real quickly, Peaceful Timbers. Peaceful Timber says battle area cards can't receive damage. There's no cards in your life. Yes, you don't have any cards there to prevent damage from.
Ah, that's so unfortunate.
It's the player. It's the player that took damage. Yeah, you can double check with the judge. Double check with him real quick. But that's how I understand it.
Could be a
Yeah, they're gonna
translation
double
thing.
check.
Yeah, no, it's better to double check. Interesting.
But yeah, so this is I think it's a comment that came up here. Let me see if I can find anything comprehensive rules for that. Just because we're all kind of learning this together, and it kind of realizes like how strong Corte is. Like if it prevents that, then Corte's a lot better of a card. But if it doesn't, Corte's a little bit weaker. And maybe you would have used it to save your base earlier because that is a card in your life. So where does this go? This goes attacking in battles, I believe. So section 7. Just try and break down terminology through the comprehensive rules here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, though? Do you think it makes sense? Does chat have a thought on it?
I think it makes sense. There are no cards in life, but it could just be an early translation thing.
Yeah, comp rules say if a unit deals damage and there's no shields, the player receives the damage.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, no, your logic makes sense to me because it specifies cards. The player is the one taking the damage, etc. But I've, for a beta card, I could see it being wrong.
Yeah, but regardless, I think that's just like the end state of how this game goes. Because obviously, if it stops it, I think it's a pretty big swing in blue green's favor here.
They're gonna wrap it up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just saying. Yeah, that's how it goes.
The next two cards were so gas. Oh my god, what? What was his hand? Oh wow, look at that life.
The life was something else.
That's intense from blue white. What is that life? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it looked like it was a hand of pilots though, so like we're in a pretty rough spot also.
Yeah, we have the. Is that? No, that's RX-78 with. No, that's RX-78 with Hero Amara, right? That's the altar for.
Yeah, it's Altar RX there. Yeah.
Yeah, they would have been. I think blue white had that multiple different ways. All right, well, that's it for round 2, or that's it for this game. Where are we at with all the other tables?
Let's take a look. But yeah, that was blue green. I would say it's more mid range, almost control, just because it does have a, or not control, but like tempo, just because you have the winged top in there.
Mm-hmm.
We have table 1, which is probably a blue white mirror, because I think we showcased one of the players last round, did we? No, we did not.
We did not.
I don't.
Just go there.
Yeah, we can hop there. It's blue or green white versus blue white.
Ooh, interesting. All right, we have an Ale-Strike Gundam on board for our Zenitsu playmat. We have Perfect Strike coming down, and we're passing the turn. Arrest 3 on the Digimon Yu-Gi-Oh playmat. Launcher Strike comes in. And we're going to just attack with our own Ale Strike paired with Sulieta into life. We're going to let it go on the Zenitsu, a bottom player play, and then we're going to pass. So we're just out of resources. We have no hand size. But our... Ooh, that's painful. I think this is going to quickly trade into... Ale strikes Julieta. And because of the Kira, we don't take any. We take enough damage, but we survive. Perfect strike into life. 5 damage. Yeah, we take the. Should take only. We should have only taken 3, I think. All right, rest 2, and we're just Archangel. That shuts the game out. So restand the blocker. All right, no cards
really,
in hand.
Really demands basically perfect card combos coming down.
Mm-hmm. Show resolve. That's not too bad to get here.
Yeah, maybe we find what we're missing here.
I mean, even if it's just a blocker. We know we have the perfect strike, or Ale strike, or oh my god, launcher strike in hand. Rest 3, there's launcher. Rest 1, pair with Sulieta, allowing us to be pretty beefy, and another launcher strike with 1 card left in hand. We can We have 2 shields, so attacks on board isn't enough. However, attacks on board for our Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon playmat player is enough. We're gonna attack. I think we just take it. Or what do you think? You think we block this?
I think you just always take it.
We are gonna block, which will get rid of pretty hefty threat attacking wise. So also it's also a target for
Good card to have hand. Like
Good
no
card.
cards in hand left for.
2 cards in hand for Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon. We're gonna attack base, not even unresting a resource. At this point, it doesn't even matter. It's only gonna be 4 damage. Do we have our own Archangel? Ooh, Strike Pack.
Strike Pack. That's extra survivability here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've almost only seen people play that as a 4/2 blocker every time that card comes up. But it's also like you have to see aggro to really want to play it the other way.
Mm-hmm. Draw 1 card, and we just start attacking. We don't. No. Oh, boy.
Breach happens. Yep. Pilot goes to hand. We're getting. That was going to happen regardless. Like you just give your unit standing. Give them Akira now. Tap 2 for Archangel to restand. What else do we have in our hand here?
Strike, and that's it. Do we have a link? Do we draw a link pair? We just drew 2 pilots. Do we have a link pair?
It's really just like, do you have a unit?
That's true too.
Oh yeah, Amuro taps down a blocker. That's also good.
Wait, that was our top deck too. What the? Our hand is all pilots.
Oops, all pilots.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, just the top deck of Amuro gets us there. That's crazy.
But yeah, that should be basically wrapping up the round, if I remember correctly. We've got about 3 minutes left on the clock. And this was table 1, so yeah, that does wrap up the round here.
All right, and then we get to go to round 3. That's exciting.
Yep, and going into round 3, we have 4 undefeateds left. So 4 round locals tonight, about 2 hours. Not bad. It's just always like the good feeling, like playing a best of 1 format versus a best of 3. Because we're here in Digimon. Round 4, we're basically 4 hours in the stream.
Oh my god.
I'll meme on it a little bit.
No, it's just real, man. Like it is painful sometimes, and I don't disagree. That being said, letting you guys know this is our weekly webcam tournament for the Gundam card game here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join the Discord, links in the description below, or it's on the screen for you. I read somewhere that you can have QR codes for joining Discords. Maybe I have to, get on that, but for now, there you guys go. And besides that, we can have a little bit more information on what our Gundam tournament is all about. Here you guys go. Best of 1, 30-minute rounds, entry fee $7. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. It's every Wednesday, and then you can see details for prizings because the pricing kind of changes a little bit every week. But the fundamental truth is we usually have a Hero Yui as the grand prize for our players every night. And going forward, and also we are in what we call season 1 of our Gundam webcam tournament, where our top placing players will be earning points. At the end of the 11-week season, players will be our top 8 players. Our top 8 point placing players will be invited to an invitational where the grand prize will be a sealed beta kit. Correct?
Yep, exactly. You got it, man. Yeah, talking about our undefeateds, our top 4 players are all blue-white mirrors. I say we hop to table 3 just for a little bit of variety, then we can get that blue-white mirror in the finals again.
All right, so I will. Yeah, you said wait. Sorry, which table?
I say we have table 3. It's not undefeated, but it's table 3. They're doing pretty well tonight still, and we get to see something that's not a blue-white mirror. I think for just stream quality, it's a nice addition.
No, for sure. And then let me get that set up for everybody. Oh yeah, I put it on the screen. If you guys are liking what you see, become a channel member for $2. You get some emotes and some fun. Helps me out. Appreciate it. Don't want to harp on it too much because I don't like selling out for myself. But it's on the screen. There you go. Click join. It's nice.
Dude, it's all good. It's all good, man. Like, those are setting up. You got a moment. Like,
Yeah.
support content creators, support everyone here in the scene, because it makes it a lot easier for us to be here every single week, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so this table here, we get to showcase something that's not a blue-white mirror. I think it's a little bit more exciting. We get to give another chance to our green decks here. So on one side, we have a blue-green. I think it is leaning a bit more aggressive this time once I take a look at the list. And the other deck is, actually, it might be a mirror.
Oh, a blue-green mirror? That would be interesting.
The blue-green mirror, one actually runs a unicorn top end, though.
Oh, we've been seeing that recently with the Banagers and everything.
Yeah, because you get the whole cycle draw engine. You pitch a card once it's destroyed, but you get a return to pilot's hand, so you get a draw again. But we start out with a GM on one side and a Zaku 1 on the other. So we're basically saying, hey, we both have our early game. Zaku 2 can swing into my base, but I'll trade over your Zaku. So do you really want to give me the free trade and have a body on board over you? And it looks like we are going to take the swing, do the 3 damage to that EX base, just saying we do not want that present here. Gun cannon comes down, and nothing to put with it, so it is turn past our opponent. They're going to level 3, drawing a card here.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my screens up, but oh, it like swept. Ooh. There we go. We're back. Sick. What's the timing round? But that's fine. We got.
They're short rounds. We haven't gone to overtime yet. We haven't gone to overtime since like maybe week 1 when people were learning cards the first time, I think, too.
Yeah.
Kind of nice. Kind of nice.
It is kind of
Shows
nice.
you that it is a pretty quick game once you get accustomed to everything.
Which is kind of like the opposite of One Piece. I remember One Piece still goes to time all the time. You got really acquainted with the tiebreaker rules in One Piece.
And that's still one I always have to refresh myself on every single week.
I don't blame you. Because every Bandai game does tiebreakers like slightly different.
Yeah, BSS does it very different. For anyone who plays that game still, your tiebreakers was life, then characters on board, then I think goes to cards in hand and daggers, something like that. I haven't done it in a moment, but that is basically how I recall.
Do we have the official tiebreaker rules for Gundam? I know we were making them up as we go, but...
we're just referencing One Piece TRM because we don't have a TRM yet for Gundam.
Got it. Which I think One Piece is cards in life, then cards in deck, then characters on board.
Yeah, I believe that is what we are using tonight. If it comes down to it, I trust my judge to be consistent with it. So. Yeah, so we basically had the interaction. Talk about you swing with the Zaku, you get rid of the EX base. The GM trades over it, but then the gun cannon trades over that. So are we really ahead on board? I would say it goes to the player who had Zaku 1, the character playmat, not the black one. I don't know what you would say is on it.
Yeah, I think it's a keychain of... Looks like a Gundam of some kind.
On the black playmat side, yeah. But we're going to start our turn. We have white base up. We're going to make our 3/3 unit. The most cost-effective unit in the game right now. Yeah, right behind it, I would say, is probably the Strike Pack unit you make, which is 4/2 or 2/4 blocker.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. And then we're just going to, we just get the Gundam on board. We get the Rick Dom on board, and hopefully our opponent can't attack over 5 damage. I don't think we can with a gun cannon, and I forget, this is one of the Meteor Corps or Metric Corps units. Oh, but that'll do it. Rest the Rick Dom.
Not going to be breaching over me. If you destroy the breach unit, it cannot breach you. Because you can trade into the Gundam, but he can choose to kamikaze his Rick Dom and do damage to your base still. So just a small thing to have in consideration. So always get rid of the breach units first before the other units, unless the stats just make so much more sense otherwise.
Yeah, and the RX-78 does a allow our units to go in and attack over the base, which otherwise they would not be able to.
Altart Show of Resolve there, draw 2.
Wow. I know those cards are expensive right now.
And they look good too. So we have the choice. We get rid of our opponent's EX base. We can trade into one of our opponent's units. And it looks like we're opting for the trade. We said we're falling behind on board tempo. Going for a life will not fix the board tempo issue, so we got to do the trade here.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then Gelgu comes down here for 2.
Shuffle our tokens, make sure we're good, and
yeah, make sure tokens in the right zone. Tokens don't go in trash. They don't go to hand. They go to the token deck.
Oh, there's a token deck?
Yeah, it's technically where players are kind of combining resources and tokens in the same deck, just because it's like all in one area. In case you need to reference it, it kind of gives like that Yu-Gi-Oh-esque feeling vibe of like pulling something from your extra deck too. I feel.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Attack into shields, nothing. Another attack into shields. Ooh, a white base. That's huge. Never mind.
I want to trade into you and breach that base away.
Oh,
yeah.
That sucks. That was our saving grace. We were just hoping to claw back somehow, and we were just not allowed to do it. All right, so we are level 6, I believe. Yep, we are level 6. What could we do to compensate? We're gonna rest 2, play I think this is
Gundam.
our.
Yeah, just Gundam are repairing. We're repairing Amuro, which taps down, nothing to tap, but we do have Rush, and we're getting that wing. Like you gotta get rid of those breach units as fast as possible.
They are devastating. And we still have, I believe, 3 resources available. Are we using all 3? Yep. Gonna play an RX-78.
And that says turn pass to our opponent here. And we might be looking lethal this turn.
Yeah, if we just have another link pair, it's just kind of over. Show of Resolve, trying to draw into it. Is there a link pair that we can get for a 4?
If you have a 2-cost unit or a 3-cost unit and then a 1-cost pilot, you do, because you have the EX resource. So you can play an RX with an Amuro. You can play a Gelgoog with a Char. You can play the vanilla Gundam.
Altar Wing Gundam hits the board. This guy's like you. He went all the way. Oh, another life and base, or another base and life. Base and shield.
I know. I know it's a little quirk. Every single time you do like the little tisking noise, I'm like, you're just like a squirrel man, like holding up to your profile, your persona, you know.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Don't say that. Why? What's wrong?
No. That's my thinking sound. You can't bully me for that.
Just little squirrel noises. It's all good. It's just little squirrel noises.
Oh no, that is. Oh boy. I don't know, man.
Anyways, we get the Wing Gundam down. Wing Gundam prayer with the Hero Yui. We can swing immediately because it is a link unit, and we can breach over any of the units. So you can breach over one of the standing units if you really want to.
But do we want
meant to clear the board?
You just got to clear the big ones, right? So it's either RX-78 or the Wing Gundam on the opposing side. Looks like we might just do that. I'm going to attack into the. Fair enough.
I'll stand you. The one we can't answer, so yeah. But it's like you need to have so much more still to like answer this. So we got the Boniger here.
Boniger into RX-78.
The extra stats do matter here for the trade. You do get a live from this, and then we play another GM. Our opponent has 2 units on board. He has to have a link to win the game here. But we are just barely grasping onto life here.
Yeah. Oh, but we got a white base, so we're gonna be able to match the grind game. Essentially, is the way I like to think about it. Just because now we can rest two. Oh, there's the link unit.
Yep, +1
And
attack, and then game.
dang, that's
And that's
unfortunate.
game. If we want to, we can hop to table 1, blue-white mirror, or table 2, blue-white mirror. I'll let you
Yeah.
make the call.
Let's go to table 2.
Suppose. Okay.
You
Yeah, I was
suppose?
gonna say. It's gonna be the same regardless.
Oh, someone that we already
Yeah.
featured. Got you.
Yeah, I don't think we had a way around it.
All right, let's get this going. I'll swap the cameras around.
But yeah, I would say we're in a pretty like mid-rangey board state, middle of the game. We've already basically capped out on our resources, but we both have cards in hand. We both have to outgrind the opponent here.
Got an unrested resource with Sulieta.
But yeah, I think we're all familiar here at this point. Like, what are the good cards in the beta format? And Blue Eye still stands out. Strike Pack was a crazy reveal that definitely added a lot of value to the deck.
We haven't seen any of the other new cards though. Strike Pack was from last week. We haven't seen the new Perfect Score 6 or the new aerial Gundam. Nor have we seen the new blue card.
So we can talk about the cards, I suppose, even though they're not on stream here. So 2 of the new cards that came up for this week. The blue card wasn't legal for this week because it wasn't revealed before Saturday.
Ah, I see.
So that one makes sense. But the Gundam Aerial Permit Score 6. When paired, you choose one enemy unit that's level 5 or lower and gets -5 or -3 attack for the turn. So it basically gives you a lot more trade value, but it's if you have a wide board, you're going into a board of like a tall blocker, you make that tall blocker effectively not trade at all.
That's pretty. I think that's pretty worth. Allows you that might pave the way for more of a white aggro deck to be paired with green or blue. That way, like if a white deck wants to wall up with blockers, you just play that card, and now your guys are being able to either at least trade into that big blocker, etc.
That's true. That is true.
All right, we're gonna attack with the Ailstrike Gundam into life. I feel like we just take it though.
Yeah, you kind of want to, unless you can force a trade on one of the units, which I think you can do easily, because it becomes a 2-for-1. Yeah, just taking the damage here. We're going to say what's in life. Anytime you get a chance to like basically get information and hopefully get a resource from life, it becomes a lot more favorable, especially if it goes in your favor. Yeah. He was already ahead on life, so you had no reason not to like be that scared, because your board states are effectively the same.
Rest 2, Strike Dagger comes down. I'm gonna rest 1. Is that a pilot coming in? Akira?
Pilot or a base. If it's Archangel, it maths out really well, but it's Amuro. We're going to be tapping down one of the blockers, and you can trade over it with the RX now.
Yep.
Yeah, getting rid of that Ailstrike before it gets its pair effect is good, but you should block it here.
Oh, no, we did not block it. You're right, and I agree with you. We could have just blocked it.
Yeah, because you care about the pair effect so much. Yeah, cards that come up for this next week that have been spoiled so far that we have not implemented into our webcam locals. For anyone who doesn't know, joining us here in stream, we're in the middle of round 3. We're showcasing table 3. We're guaranteed blue-white mirror in the final, so we're just giving a chance to showcase something a little bit different before we showcase the match that we were going to see for 2 rounds in a row. but cards that are legal for this upcoming week. So any card that was spoiled on the 20th and after is legal. 20th and after means we have Siege Play is a new blue command. It has a burst effect to activate its main, and its main effect is also an action effect, which during the action timing or main timing, you can rest a unit with 5 HP or less.
Which could be really important. We saw the value that green blue can provide if they get the right board, and being able to rest that one blocker just for a turn to potentially get that get a favorable
Minus one
trade.
swing. Yeah, -1 swing, get a good trade, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have Gaza D Sleeves, which has been shown off so far. It is showing off the support keyword. Activate main support 2. You can rest this unit. One other friendly unit gets the attack power specified on this keyword for the turn, which
Oh, that's
gives
so
2
cool.
attack to another unit. So if you put it with green, you can breach over units more easily.
Mm-hmm. That's like Lorcana. Lorcana does that.
It's kind of like Alliance and Digimon, except it's the other
Yeah.
Digimon that needs it.
Yeah. No, Lorcana has it too. With they also have I think it's also called support in or sidekick or something in Lorcana. They do. That's kind of cool. Also, we get the second Zaft pilot, Miguel Ayman, being able to fill out the pilot slots for anything red, since they all tend to be either Zaft or Neo Xeon.
Yep, that's a card that was actually legal this week, but people just aren't confident in red yet.
Ah, I see.
It was spoiled before Saturday, but yeah, it's still a card worth talking about because it's our first card with First Strike as well.
Right, which first strike I think works just like it does in Magic. There's an instance of you get to apply your instance of damage before your opponent.
Yeah, but it's really important. First Strike only applies to the attacking unit.
Oh, wow, okay.
So there's no defensive First Strike. Nothing I've seen in the comprehensive rules. Nothing that the keyword would suggest otherwise right now.
That's
But yeah,
interesting.
just
Incentivizing aggression, I think is usually a good thing for card games, but
yeah, pushes like you're saying, aggressive board states. So red seems to be the more aggressive, damage heavy color right now.
mm-hmm.
And then the other unit we didn't see played tonight was the Gin for Miguel Ayman, which is during pair. When it's destroyed, if you have another link unit that's not this unit, draw a card. So it gives you a little bit more hand size control, but you have to play a bad pilot for it to be link paired, or you can just dump another pilot on that stack.
Oof,
So
yeah.
maybe there's a world you do something cool with like a unicorn deck where you have like monitor links to your unicorn. When he's destroyed, you draw a card,
Mm-hmm.
or you draw the pilot back, you draw a card with the other one, and you get to decide the ordering. So you get to do the draw first for the red unit. Or actually, it's when this one's destroyed, not when the. Okay, so you can ignore the line of thought, but it gives you like a little draw engine for red.
Which could be useful.
Yep, exactly.
All right, so the board state has shuffled around a bit. Every time this happens, why is this happening? But the board set has changed. We got a strike dagger and a gun tank up against ale strike and perfect strike. But I think we're just gonna take the trade here into the ale strike. We're gonna lose our cards for their cards, but we still have 4 cards in hand, so we have a hand advantage. Pair the Amuro Ray with the strike dagger that we just played. Or is this the previous turn? This must have been the previous turn. Now that's a tough choice. I think you do go for the trade though. That's generally tough. Maybe you can do 4 damage. Decide to do 4 damage to the Archangel. Nope. Dara Blade. Sulieta. Oh, there we go. We got rid of the Archangel, which is huge. So we have tempo on our opponent. We're both at 3 life.
Yep, 3 life, 3 life. Unit pilot on board versus nothing on board here. So it looks like we're debating on playing the last 2 cards in our hand. Do we have a reason to hold out? We're playing 4 resources for the Yale, tapping 2. It's another unit here, and we pass it. It's the Ashtray. The Ashtray, I believe, is a conditional blocker.
Oh, interesting. This is the first time I think we've seen someone play the Astray on stream.
Yeah, while you have another Triple Ship Alliance unit in play, this unit gains 1 attack and blocker. So, is Ailstrike a triple ship? I think it is.
I don't think so.
No, it's not.
It's
just
Earth Alliance, yeah.
Yeah, playing the Ale. Got the Kira. We got the Link unit. We're bouncing the blocker. The Ashtray's not a blocker, so we can push down our opponent to 0 life or to 1 life this turn. Makes sense. Not giving them a chance to get value out of a pair unless they spend all resources again. But we're not going to be attacking here. Just playing more passively. I don't know if I agree with that. I think I would just swing immediately. Unless you're scared of your opponent somehow getting like
white base.
Yeah, but it's like right there, like if you swing, they would be taking their last life, and that feels so much more scary than just taking your second to last life. Because like we talk about this in One Piece, like in One Piece, if you have like 1 or 2 life, that's where you actually start countering a lot heavier.
Right.
I think it's pretty similar here for Gundam. Sorry, yeah.
No, you're good. Oh, looks like we are going to use the white base. Tap 2, get a gun cannon. Rest 4, play the Ailstrike once again. And, no, looks like we might just pass. No pilot.
Yeah, it's like our board state didn't progress better from what it would have been earlier. Like, you were just more incentivized to use playing another blocker.
Playing 2 blockers, and then do we threaten life or we just block? We are gonna really debating this attack.
Just thinking through our maths here, I don't see a whole lot that really changes board state. Like, they have more bodies on board, which is scary. You only have 1 blocker. They have guaranteed lethal, I think, right?
No, I mean 2 attacks with a base and a shield, right?
Yeah, they need 1 more.
I would attack with the Astray. I feel like you don't have another triple ship. So you attack with the Astray, and if they block, then the block becomes unfavorable for them on the return, because now they'll lose their unit to your block, and then you potentially have tempo on board going forward, or you could do 2 damage to the. It's also worth noting you could do 2 damage to the Dara blade.
Yeah, turn pass to our opponent. We have like 2 or 3 cards left in our hand here. Darblade making the swing right away. We don't have anything to use our resources to restand the Suleda use the Suleda's effect for. Gosh dang, I promise I can talk sometimes.
I would protect our white base here, personally.
Yeah, white base is how you can outgrind a mirror, for sure.
I think that's the key. We protect our white base, and if they attack, well, they attack. And here we're going to correctly use the perfect strike this time in case we do decide to draw, or yeah, definitely block with perfect strike first. It's going to be a trade. And this is what I was talking about. Because we attacked with the Astray and they blocked, now this is an unfavorable attack. Ooh, not bad. All right. So we are not going to attack with the Ailstrike. We're gonna top deck, but because we have white base, we can just rest 2. Maybe attack with the gun tank first, or gun cannon. See if they give us a. Oh, we're gonna pair. Ooh, we're gonna pair with Kira. That's gonna bounce the launcher. That's huge. Gun cannon goes in. If I'm the defending player, I think I let that happen.
Yeah, you want to give them the least value off their white base.
Mm-hmm. And
generating more value from white base, getting a 1/1.
Do we just
do you swing with your blocker? Like, they have 2 cards in hand. If they have double, is it chance they can get a double link? If it's a pilot from base, they have a draw for turn. There's a chance they can double link for game if you give them a pilot off a life. So I think it's actually less of a reason to swing here. Because, like, you have enough bodies on board, you're pressuring them for game still.
Yeah.
And they had to basically have something to proactively answer you.
Yeah. But then with this, if this goes through, you have game on board, and that's huge. Imagine if that was if they top decked a shield or something, or a base. Getting to draw into an overflowing affection in this board state probably would have been even worse than the double link pair potential. We know one card's launcher because that's what we bounced to hand. Also, I was gonna the other point here that I was making was on this turn, our opponent has the Kira linked to our Ailstrike. We can easily attack into the gun cannon, and because of that, and -2 life it, and because of that, we potentially lose an attack on board. But excuse me, I don't know. We can we can attack into the gun cannon and then play our launcher. Then we have blocks at least. Oh, we're gonna let that through. We're trying to have game next turn. All right, launcher and another blocker, Sulieta. But Sulieta doesn't do anything for us. I don't know if that was worth pairing, but maybe we have a naval bombardment or show of resolve is huge. Looks like we're resting another 1 for another 1, 2, 3. Perfect strike. Wow. Pair with the that's a crazy sequence of 3 cards off the top of our deck. Show of resolve into perfect strike into Amuro. However, that's not enough for us to get what we needed. The tank goes in, gun cannon goes in, and we're just gonna scoop it up. Yeah.
Yeah, getting the Amuro, the tap down blocker is pretty big there.
Yeah. Well, the Amuro didn't tap down any blocker. I just think we just have more attacks, and we also set up a blocker on our end.
Yeah, but regardless, blue-white mirror in the finals at table 1. We'll be starting that here. We got another table going on still, so it's probably going to be a minute or 2.
Okay.
I'm going to use this moment to run to the restroom real quick, but
yeah, same.
I'll let you take the stream.
Yeah. All right, guys. You guys know how it be. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. This is the weekly webcam tournament, weekly war tournament, we like to call it here at the Eagles Nest. Game or tournament card game tournament facility. The tournament facility being my room and Eagles room, but it's good enough here. So every Wednesday, if you guys are interested in the Gundam card game, we will be playing every week. We are in what we call season 1 of our webcam series. What basically that means is every week our top placing players will be earning points. Those points will be accumulated at the end of the season. Our top 8 point earning players will be invited to an invitational at the end of the season, where players will be invited to a free tournament with the grand prize being a sealed beta box, which from what I hear, those sealed beta boxes are only going up in value, so that's kind of a sick deal for them. And if you enjoy what you guys are seeing, become a member, or at least consider it. $2, get some emotes for chat, and helps me out. Maybe I should write welcome to super chat and welcome to all those other things, but financial gain helps. So it's a tough world we live in, and any little bit goes a long way. But I don't gatekeep content, so this is purely for if you guys want the little badge and the emotes. That's why we make it cheap, so I don't have to like gatekeep content for people. That would be ridiculous. So yeah, you know, you guys know, you guys get it. That being said, I'll be RB, so I'm gonna put 2 minutes on the clock, and we'll be right back for our finals, which is exciting. I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. See you then. And we're back with our finals. Let me put finals on the screen. I forgot to do that and change it to round 4. But blue white mirror. Kind of saw this coming. But yeah, not too crazy.
So taking a look at both the lists here, we aren't utilizing anything new from this week, but we are using cards from last week because we talked about Striker Pack, such a good card, Unforeseen Incident, pretty solid card as well. So it's really like, do you like Naval Bombardment? Do you like Unforeseen Incident? Once you identify that, how much do you want to see Striker Pack?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I think Striker Pack's just too good. Straight out of the main, like just the fact that it has a burst effect. I think we're probably gonna. One of the things I am having my eye out for in terms of Gundam is definitely looking out for the moment when we have, like kind of like the security control world of things, right? If you want to compare to Digimon or even like yellow triggers from One Piece, like eventually we're gonna have enough burst effects that we can consistently rely on something happening out of life, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
That's why I fear Beelzemon. The future of Beelzemon sounds awful. If all 50 cards have some type of mill trigger, oh, I'm losing my mind. I swear.
Yeah, it's all 15. Some of you folks watching, we are in our finals. It is a blue-white mirror. No use of aerial score 6, permit 6, score 6. I'm not quite sure what the combination of words is there.
Permit score
But we
6.
definitely are using cards that were revealed last week. Strike Dagger, super strong card. Or Strike Back, super strong card.
Mm-hmm.
Unforeseen Incident, super strong card. It's just like a more generic version of Naval Bombardment, right?
Right. I think it's more useful too. In my honest opinion, I think like being able to reduce for a trade or reduce for protect your own shield, like it's just a little too good. Naval Bombardment has its place to try to push through a base potentially or a blocker, but like I just see more scenarios where the -3 was it attack power AP in this game gets through. I'm gonna start off pretty easy. Got a gun cannon on one side, a Durablade on the other, resting 3. Not gonna rest our EX resource for a launcher strike, and not attacking. Interesting. Just not.
I feel like this is a match. I feel like this is a matchup you just kind of like put pressure on when you can in the early game, because it's going to help you out in the late game when like you have so many blockers to get through and it's just one less attack that has to connect.
Right. That's how I see it too, because like the Durablade could have just cleared the EX base and then we just move forward, right? But nope, choosing to stay behind here.
Also, kind of on a miscellaneous note, just because I was noticing this the other day, you're almost at 3.5k subs.
Yeah, that's very nice. I'm excited. I stopped counting after 1K because that's when you start getting paid, but it's kind of cool to hit those milestones for sure.
Yeah, like I'll be real with you too. Like when I was building content, like on the startup, and this is for anyone out there. Like if you guys want to make Gundam content, want to make card game content, getting the first 1K is the hardest like subscriber count to build up with.
Right.
Once you get that build up, that's where it gets a lot easier. Because like once I hit my 1K, I think I got like 100 subs in like a week right after that.
Yeah.
Like it just all came so fast.
Yeah.
And Panda told me the same thing on the Digimon side. It's like, yeah, man, once you hit 1K, it just snowballs a lot faster.
Mm-hmm. I think for Digimon, like a lot of people have plateaued around this mark, the 3.5 to 4K. You still like you have some of like the old dogs that have been like kind of breached that barrier due to like, you know, being in early. Like you got Avol at like 15K or something. You have Mario, I think is 9 or 10K or I actually don't track that.
But
that well.
Mario's also more variety too, though. Like,
that's true.
A big difference. Like he doesn't just do Digimon. Like that is his primary thing that he's been doing since like he's made consistent content with.
Yeah.
I think Avolt's probably the big exception for like just Digi content though.
Right. Well, like again, he started early and he does good work. He does like the really good content that like catches is a catch-all content. I like to call it. Like you're gonna catch, like everyone wants to see the new cards, new and old players alike, kind of stuff. Everyone. I just hate deck lists, man. I hate making deck lists. I don't know.
Don't want to make the deck list profiles.
Yeah, not me, man. I can't. I can talk about other people's deck lists, but like talking about my own stuff, I don't know. I never feel it's like anything special, man.
Yeah, and for Gundam, that's like a hard spot to like really have content for right now, just because
Not enough
like
cards.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, like we're at a point where like it gets interesting now that spoiler season's in effect and we can see new decks actually be built, new archetypes to be built, but they're typically not refined enough to beat like the blue-white control that we've
Right.
seen.
Man, we got a board on the white. Like you'd almost think it's a pure white deck here. We got double Astray, which they give themselves blocker. Funny enough.
Yeah, while one's on the field, the other sees the other on the field. Yeah, exactly.
So now that's triple blocker on the board, but they're kind of weak. They're not. They're not all too. They're not too chunky of a blocker, so I don't think we're too worried. But we'll see going forward where this game takes us. They're only 2/2s, so can't expect a lot. Oh no,
They're 3/2s
they're
because
three
they see
twos
each
now.
other.
Yeah.
Yep, Suletta, pair, bounce one. Are either of these triple ships? I
No.
need to just double check that.
Zero
What
Blade
is
is
triple ship?
Academy. The other is Earth Alliance, I believe. Or
Yeah, I believe it. Is Astray the only one that's triple ship right now?
no, Perfect Strike Gundam is triple ship, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the trait elsewhere on the Eggman deck list
Yeah, same.
builder. Yeah, for all 16 of you folks joining us, welcome. We are in the finals of our webcam weekly war tournament, where we have a blue white versus blue white. Not taking advantage of the aerial permit score 6, but we are making use of unforeseen incident and striker pack, which are probably the strongest cards we've had revealed lately that just like cohesively go into a deck.
Absolutely. We still have a good amount of board tempo. We lost our EX base, but we can. Where do we go from here? Oh, we're gonna tap down Kira. Attack into what? The gun cannon? Just go in and trade board a little bit. Oh, yeah, no, into the gun cannon we go. -2. Not opting to block. I guess either way we would lose our unit and then replay the Astray, activating our effect to gain 1k or one action, one attack power. And
Yeah, this is kind of like what I was memeing on, like when Eggman had his Win-a-Box event. This is like how it kind of means like it keeps getting bounced back to hand for demi trainers, and that's what Astray kind of is. He's the bully target for being bounced to hand, getting played down, getting bounced to hand, playing down. So we said we're just going to turn it sideways. We know we have an extra attack. We have blocker. We don't
this will
care
get rid of
as
the
much
EX
about.
base, which, by itself is pretty valuable. Striker Pact is a nasty card. Yeah, Grayson, it really is. Especially when it's in shield. Jesus Christ.
A free 3/3 token. Who can complain about that?
Do we attack into the... Do we trade? I think we do.
Yeah, you're basically doing a 2 for 2, two cards, pilot and a unit for 2 units.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess it's like, how much do you value a pilot versus a unit as a card? Like, if you think the pilot's have your value, 2 units to get rid of a pilot is in your favor.
That's true. Unfortunately, the Gundam can still clear this base, and we don't have a blocker.
And we can also just see it going for a value play here of attacking into Dara Blade, repairing 2, restanding a resource if we play something else that needs a resource.
I mean, if we attack into the Dara Blade, we'll die, right? We're 6 to RX-78 6 health as well.
Oh, that's Akira, not Suleda. I keep thinking it's Suleda. It's paired with Dara Blade every time. Yeah,
that's fair.
You are right. You are right. But yeah, first thing you want to do though is make use of your resources and get a free resource back.
I'm
Yep,
gonna
and we're
rest
seeing
3.
3. Show resolve, draw 2.
That's half our turn, but still better to get it out early than later, I would say. Especially if you draw into a useful command or something.
Yep, and there we are getting that resource back, getting rid of base. Now, basically, 4 resources. This could be a Gundam, like an RX with an Amuro. Tap down the Astray, swing over the Astray while it doesn't have the +2 attack, and you repair also. If we don't do that, we could play just a Naked Ale Strike. I think Naked Ale Strike's probably a weaker play, though.
I agree. Now we can trade. We're offering the trade ourselves too. Oh, we're gonna go white base.
Archangel, it costs
Archangel.
1.
Right.
No blocker on the RX. So we don't get to restand, but we're just doing a 1 resource, draw a card. Tap 3. Is this a blocker here? I think it's Launch Striker. Yeah, Launch Striker.
And we're just gonna pass turn with 2 attacks with a blocker on the other side. I think Durablade just goes in for the attack here, -2 the launcher. Probably the best play. Or do you go for the RX-78 instead of the base? Interesting either way.
So 3 resources sideways. It's either draw 2 or a blocker, maybe an RX. 4 actually, so it's Ale. Tap unit. We got the Kira. We're going to be bouncing the blocker to hand. We can get the trade over the RX because we'll reduce the attack by 2.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna make it so we have 2 damage, and now the rest of the guys are just free to attack into shields. There goes the base, and then a stray as well.
Not a blocker. You might as well swing with that, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Unless
like,
our plan
you gotta
is
get
to
that
end.
damage eventually.
Only thing is, maybe our plan is to play another triple alliance. We have 2 resources left. We could play another stray. Now we're just gonna attack. Yeah, I agree. We need the. That still technically does 2 damage.
It does the 1 damage. It turns one of their squishy life into a more tanky life.
Right.
But you got that variance out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
The worst part is the fact you gave them something to draw off of life. We play our own Archangel, and we're in the same spot. The difference is it's 3 shield in one base, 2 4 shield in one base, nothing on one board, 3 units on the other.
Yeah. But we do have a full hand on our Wing Gundam playmat here. I mean, that's a lot of cards in hand. I know it's a little tricky because they are double sleeve cards, so it looks like more than it actually is, but we have 4 cards on Mr. Pink Sleeves. Maroon? It's probably like maroon.
Yeah, it's that's actually probably the most difficult question tonight. What color are those sleeves? I can't tell. I'm not officially colorblind, but I can't tell the difference between navy and black. If you were to ask me to tell you, I could not tell you.
If you put them next to each other, I can see it, but from a distance, I feel you. Like we're separating our resources 4 and 3. We have a couple plays in mind. Here we go 4. Okay. All right. Technically, it's all fine.
You do it the other way, but yeah, we're playing them at the same time. We tap the resources. It's pretty clear what the intent is.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think it's legal to play the pilot by itself, right? So it doesn't even. RX-78 will go for a trade. It looks like for a trade, yeah, into the Astray.
Yeah, we're just gonna repair that damage anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a free swing for us.
I imagine we end this turn with the launcher that we had previously.
Yeah, it makes sense. Definitely makes sense too. Tapping 2 though.
Oh, actually, two. Yeah, you're right. Striker pack.
Strike
Okay.
back. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make a big blocker. Let's make a 4/2. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen someone make the 2/4 yet, but you also need a certain matchup to call the 2/4 for it to be better.
Absolutely.
Like, I guess if you pair a Suleta with it to give it 2 HP, you can't be tapped down by Amuro if you make it a 2/4, so that's kind of relevant.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I don't think you care much else.
Where do you go from here? You have one resource. You can't really do anything. Yeah, we're gonna pass turn. One resource up.
Gives us
Repair
a
the.
chance to use a command, so like on action timing.
Mhm.
That might be the philosophy for why we did that over the 3-cost card.
So here, I definitely attack Durablade first, personally. Oh, gonna use show resolve. Okay, yeah, draw cards.
Yeah, can't say drawing 2 is bad. I think it's also funny, like, if you think about card draw and, like, all the different TCGs Bandai has, I think it's probably most powerful in this game.
Oh,
Like, it's
absolutely.
probably least powerful in Digimon, most powerful in Gundam, just because getting the pairs and links is the difference of, like, a game or not.
Right.
You can argue in Dragon Ball it's pretty important because it is your offense and defense. One Piece, it's just the defense normally.
Right.
Unless it's like a rush card, which there's a handful of them which are good right now.
Yeah. I mean, cards in hand are never bad, right? But I see your point. Yeah, I think you just attack Darablade first. -2 the blocker.
Yep, and it looks like that's what we are seeing in declaring war. The attack minus goes. Says, yeah, I don't value my base that much. We'll let it go through here.
And then from here, you're allowed to attack into RX-78. And... Or you offer into life. -2 the blocker again. And then Archangel is allowed to restand. And then you get to survive with a 1-strike, 1-cost Ale Strike. I think that's probably the play. Attack into life is definitely the best. And then from here, if you're the defending player, I feel like you don't block, but yeah, we are going to block. And there we go.
So we're in gun tank range now if a gun tank comes down.
Yeah. But the
But gun tanks, it's been cut down from a lot of lists, I feel.
Oh, then we're going to go perfect strike. Oh, we're not going to Archangel.
I guess lead underneath. Yeah, pass turn. Can't Amuro tap this blocker.
Ooh, that's pretty important. And then we have, yeah, I think we have all the advantage. RX-78 can attack, but realistically speaking, the block will get us. Rest 1. Oh, there's the gun tank, like you said.
It just made the math so bad for us now.
That's okay. Forcing them to use the gun cannon is better than. If anything, it makes it so that we didn't waste our resources on restanding it with the Archangel. Way better.
That is true. Well, it has to be a tapped unit for the gun tank to ping.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Oh, then yeah, maybe we really should have restood our blocker here.
Could have just like maybe not had a better use of resources in our hand. RX is going to go ahead and commit to a swing here, getting rid of that Archangel base. So we got 4 shields against our 3 shields. We're basically tempoing back and forth the same thing. We're both getting rid of the bases. We're both trying to set up boards for as much tempo as we can. Gun tank getting rid of a unit. Hail Strike bouncing a unit.
All right, rest 3. This is the launcher, finally. Oh no, our own perfect strike.
Yep, nothing to bounce here. Tap
Oh,
1 resource.
ooh.
It's Akira going underneath. That is a link, so we can attack immediately. So when you attack with this link, where do you put the attack minus? If you're going life, I guess it's on blocker, but if you're trading, it's on Dara Blade, right?
I think you put it on Dara Blade. I think you're right.
I think it just depends where your attack's going.
Mm-hmm. Four cards left in hand. We're deciding if we want to take this block because it's an equal trade. If it's at life, I take this. If it's at my Dara Blade... Oh no, we're choosing not to block it. Okay.
If we block, we got rid of and we traded, but maybe we really bank on having an extra resource available.
Mm-hmm. There's launcher. Maybe our hand is a little more cause for opportunity here.
Yeah, but now we're seeing board advantage versus life advantage here. Maybe down 1 life, but we got 4 bodies on board. You got 1 body, 3 life. Or 4 life, actually, I think is what the dice says.
Show of resolve.
And we still have that EX resource to our advantage also, which I don't think we have anything that curves out super crazy unless that Suleta play really matters, that we just chose not to block the Dara Blade swing last turn.
Guess we'll see. I don't know. What, we just attack life? Restand the resource? Oh, Ale Strike. Rest 1. Ooh. That's nice. Ooh. Oh no. Suleta, that will bounce the launcher again.
Now we're going to guarantee this swing that we want. Wherever we want to connect is guaranteed to connect. Restand that resource like we were talking about. Get rid of the RX.
Take 5 damage. And I think that's what we were valuing. We were valuing just having more life so we can trade into the RX-78 on this turn.
And we're tapping that 1 resource, and it is an Archangel. Making a full use of the resources here, keeping the EX resource just in case we need it for the next turn. We are staying pretty healthy with 4 cards in our hand. We'll have 5 next turn from the draw for turn. So if we have show resolves to chain, we can maintain hand size, go hand plus even.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a interesting board. I mean, the gun cannon just goes in for free into the perfect strike. Do we take the block now? I think we just take the block now. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, but looking forward to next week. We have quite a few more spoilers we can use. Hopefully we get a good wave of red cards, because more cards we get from star decks, hopefully we get a big wave of support for red, because we've seen the support for the white star decks, which we already had in the beta kit. We've already seen the Amuro package from the beta kit. So it's like, how much more can we push like red to be a good deck until people start bringing it consistently, hopefully.
I'm waiting on purple, man. Like we got a whole world of purple in whatever keywords they want to bring in. We haven't revealed any keywords for purple. Dara Blade hits the board. And Ale Strike hits the board as well. And we're dumping our hand. Oof, that's painful.
I think we're at a board state where it's like we're not getting value of holding on to these. We just have to go all in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending what our opponent does with their 5-card hand, like we're talking about 5-card hand, 9 resources, 1 EX resource.
Yeah, they can go a long way with this. It depends. They can just dump hand as well, and they have the life advantage along with Archangel. So if there's like a blocker pilot pair, you can get double value potentially. Show of Resolve, not the greatest, but does keep our hand full.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you win the mirrors, just like having hand advantage, but you have to have a board to kind of go with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you're like, play at the blackjack table, play at roulette. Like, you start with like, you're trying to win your first bet. You know, win that first bet, you start playing with the house money, but you also want to have like a little bit of, what do they call it? You start pushing like the extra 5 on every bet because you want to start like snowballing your winnings.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing advantage, I think, is what you would call it. That's what it's kind of like if you have like an equal board state and you use show of resolves. Like, that's pushing your advantage.
Right. We are going to attack. We're losing the body, and then perfect strike, repair 2.
Well, it's not a bad exchange.
Evened up the board tempo. Do we have a pilot for the Ale Strike? Archangel, take a life.
That's a good card to have there.
Mm-hmm.
Get a restand on your units, depending if we're going to be bouncing something here or not.
I don't know. Will we bounce something? I feel like maybe we would bounce the perfect strike and then attack into the RX-78. I can see that exchange. We have a lot of resources, but not a lot of hand. I think we have 3 cards left in hand, maybe 4.
Yeah, I know we've talked about, but looking forward next week, I think next week's going to be a really good week to showcase a little bit more stuff. Like, it's not all full support for blue-white. I think the command card could be seen. The blue command can be used in like aggro decks.
Mm-hmm.
Give a little bit of action timing for tapping something down. And if they continue to support the leaks, we've had Star Deck 2 with Wing Gundam and Hero Yui. We saw those 2 leak together. We've also seen Star Deck 4, the Kira, Archangel, and Ale Strike leak together.
Right.
Like, talking about card pool, early on, I think White's probably got the strongest cards revealed off the rip. So moving forward, I think it's just all the other colors and card pool will increase for the other colors better than White, if that makes sense.
We're gonna rest and bounce the perfect strike. Dara Blade goes into the RX-78. That's gonna trade away each other, and now we can attack freely into the base. Eat that base up, and now, yeah, rest 2, Archangel, our own perfect strike. Wow. Slowly chipping away and winning this board. It's gonna be a little difficult. Rest 3, show a resolve. Oh my god.
Yep. I mean, like, once you see one, it's a lot easier to see more. And we're at a point where like, our trash is bigger than our deck we have remaining.
Yeah.
So these players have been grinding out. We've seen a pretty quality hand at this point. I think we've seen 3 show resolves in total from our top blue-white player.
Yeah.
Compared to the bottom one, I don't think we've seen any. So, like, that deck is much larger.
Right, there's
we see Soletta with perfect. Yep.
Not a great pair. Strike pack. Gonna get the 4-2 blocker.
Yep. You know it. And then turn past 1 resource up. Like, we're not really breaking through board states. We're slowly chipping away one life at a time when we do, but it's our one card in hand. Like, you don't have many actions
Mm-hmm.
here.
All right, we're ready. We're just gonna be ready to attack here. All right, Ailstrike goes in. We can't really block. It's not a favorable block either way, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think we are in overtime right now, so it's actually going to be pretty important here on the number of cards in life. Yeah, unforeseen incident, -3 attack for the remainder of the turn.
Oh, but
I'm
naval.
going to cancel that with naval bombardment. Yep. So non-active player first, then active player, and it says, you know what? I got this trade on lockdown. You go -3, I go +3. We're in the same spot.
Oh, white
Card
base is
comes out of life.
huge.
It's a white base. We draw a card off our life. We have one life left. If you have, we have nothing else in hand, so there's nothing else to add on to
That's it.
it.
Oh, that's so good for us. We can. What's the best play for us? Do we just attack into the Dara Blade, get our RX-78, and just try to sit off on a white base for a turn round? We have cards in hand.
So
We can probably dump clip.
we are in overtime now. Overtime starting turn 0 here. The tiebreaker is the first thing you do is you look at number of cards in life. So
Right.
cards in life include bases. So right now, our bottom player is at the advantage for tiebreaker rules. But we are starting off turn 0 here. There's only one blocker to get through. We have the hand advantage. We've been grinding out, but we do have to figure out how can we win within time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is just, it's pretty common. Like, you see blue white mirrors, and they just typically go a lot grindier than an average match would. And we are making the trade. We think it is in our favor to basically go for basically our turn 2 in time.
Oh no, are we not gonna RX-78? Oh, Ailstrike. Okay, sure. Do we have Kira?
We're building the highest value hand or board as possible.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're. Eh. Oh, that is no, because Perfect Strike is an alliance, a triple alliance. One card in hand for.
Yep, 4-4. And now both players are bluffing. It's like, do you think I have unforeseen, or do you think you have naval to cancel out my unforeseen? I'll just take the 4 into my base.
Mm-hmm. Archangel to restand.
That was turn 1 in overtime. So now going to turn 2, 3 turns of overtime. So this is his last turn. He either goes for game or wins by tiebreakers. If we got a pilot here, really big difference to get rid of that ale strike.
Yeah, we need
And
a.
first one, Omro,
Ooh,
we're going to
that's it.
tap the blocker, bounce a blocker, and that should win you tiebreakers here.
And yeah, attack. Do we have anything else we can do? No, we're just gonna attack. Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, you win either way, I'm pretty sure.
No, because it's 2 cards in life this way.
And then this is turn 3.
But they're tied, so it goes from what characters on board is second.
Yeah, my judge is at the table, but let me pull it up here because we don't have an official one for Gundam yet, but our best point of reference is the One Piece TRM. Typically, tournament rule manuals are the same across all Bandai games here. I just want to make sure. Yeah, he's using the One Piece TRM for here.
Oh,
So it's
so wow. Magenta Sleeves loses.
Yeah, just because we saw the show of resolves, and the philosophy there for why One Piece says that is like, you've seen more cards, you should have had a way to push for game. Yeah, we're just going to both count out cards in deck, and that's what we're seeing there.
Yeah, I think they just have more. Oh man, and I think we kind of threw by. No, I guess not. I guess it's the same either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. I think they have more. Ah, that's unfortunate. I think.
Yeah.
Hmm?
But that's the end of the tournament, though.
Dang. Oh well. Well,
Yeah,
that's it. Hmm?
yeah, they could have been pushing. I think they're just scared of, like, I don't think there's anything to be scared of because your opponent is basically tapped out on everything they could have.
Mm-hmm. But I guess like the unit would still push base anyway, and then it's the same thing.
That is true. That is
Mm-hmm.
true.
If you don't kill the unit, you're at a tie anyway.
Yeah, that is a good point. The trade didn't. Yeah, because the 4 attack is 4 attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to break the base. They had the Archangel was stuck there with 5 HP. So yeah, same result in the end.
Ah, that sucks. Anyway, well, that's fun. But yeah, that's the end of our tournament. How exciting! It was a fun day.
Yeah.
Blue White takes it again here at Eagles Nest. So if you guys, that was our final. So if you guys missed out, that was we run this show every week, 8 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday. Discord link in the below, or just look at the Discord link on the screen here. We host this show every Wednesday for the Gundam card game. If you're interested in Digimon, we also do that. But more importantly, here are what our rules are for the Gundam card game tournament. It's the beta decks plus the spoilers. Every spoiler revealed before the Saturday before the tournament are allowed. $7 entry fee. Wednesdays every Wednesday 7 p.m. Central Time, and the pricing changes from week to week a little bit just because it's hard to keep things consistent, but one of the main consistent things is our top placing player usually gets a Hero Yui resource. So it's up. It's as was it? What's the term? As product allows, or as
Yeah, as much as we can realistically support. That's
yeah,
what it really comes down to in the day.
Yeah. So as supplies last. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
All right, if you guys enjoyed what you see here, the last thing is here, become a member, help me out. $2, you get some emotes. I don't paywall content, and I don't plan to, but this does help me out. Keep doing this in a timely fashion, and it incentivizes me to do it better. So, anything else, Eagle? We good?
I think that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this week, and we look forward to next week adding more spoilers.
Yeah, dude, there's some good ones. Hopefully you see some of this week's spoilers too. Like the perfect score 6 seemed like a pretty cool card in my opinion. But see you guys next time. Bye bye.